Hey everybody, welcome to Pure Tarot. Happy New Year, happy 2022. I really hope this year is absolutely amazing for you. I don't know, I feel like wishing you that that this year becomes a game changer in the most positive way, right? All right, so doing Aries' yearly prediction reading. It'll be a bird's eye view of the whole year. And I'll be using one main deck. All cards will be upright, but then I'll be clarifying each month with a different deck that has both upright and reverse cards. So now that the logistics is out of the way, let's get to pulling some cards for you. And let's look at 2022. I'm just gonna stay silent a little bit. I'm gonna take these cards. Although my plan was to pull. Only fools don't change their minds. Okay. So let me just move this guy. Okay, so of course I will be telling you what the cards are. I just wanted to get the base out of the way. So you have the Five of Swords for January. We're going to look at January first, of course. But let me just give you a little Q1 overview of Q1. Five of Swords in January, Ace of Swords in February, and Queen of Wands in March. So there's no bullshit to start the year, right? All of the energies are extremely incisive, clear-cut, direct, almost sharp as well, right? Especially in January. For some reason, I feel like you're having a lot of, there's a lot of movement around you. And when I say movement, a lot of chatter. I think you're having a little bit of a rocky start of the year. What I really enjoy is that in February, things sort of fall in place, right? So from the Five of Swords into the Ace of Swords, whatever all this movement and sort of like, I see like things being almost like in a knot, like sort of intricately, sort of meshed and mixed, and it's complicated. It's circumvoluted, right? It's not it's a mess. It's like a bowl of spaghetti here, but all tangled, right? And here with the Ace of Swords, look at these beautiful cards. Templar Tarot is so beautiful. So the Ace of Swords here, everything falls into place. Everything is being rectified. things are being put on the rails, right? Things are on track. It's almost like this is like a messy renovation, and this is the final result, right? Final product. And here into March, from the Ace of Swords into the Queen of Wands here, it almost feels like it's like a glow up energy here for you. I think that this victory you've had in February, whatever it was, right? It could be a victory over the physical aspects of your life. I don't know, if you had something to organize and things to settle and, you know, either business to finish. There was definitely a lot of work involved here, a lot of, like I said, communication, but not the easiest communication. Whereas in February, either the project ends, everything is settled, you know, either the contract is signed or the payment has been made or I don't know, like I said, something is finished, right? Something is accomplished. And the reason you're glowing in March is that it's like almost enjoying the clear space. This Ace of Swords in February just clears the space. It's beautiful energy. And then here this Queen, she's extremely proud. I sense her to be showing off, actually, whatever this was, that she basically mastered, because she mastered it in February here with the Ace of Swords. You know, it's full mastery over this imbroglio. Is that how you say imbroglio? Imbroglio? I don't know how to say in English. Entanglement, whatever. Okay, let me get a clarifier for January, one for Feb, and one for March. So 7 of Cups in reverse on January. So there's no option. You know, this project, whatever's going on, there's no how can I say? As much as this is entangled, there's just no option here. It's like how can I say it differently? It's non-negotiable. That's what it feels like. It has to, it's interesting because the 7 of Cups in reverse sort of says that one particular option is being highlighted or chosen and taken, you know, all the way, or, you know, either it's a project, it's something you're taking all the way, right? And so, I don't know, I feel here in January that with the 5 of Swords, although this is pointing to one particular, there's like one major project, but there's many sub-projects, right? Which are all these other cups. But overall, it's one project. It's just you have different phases or different things on the task list or something. Maybe that's what's messy. There's a lot of things to get this whole thing wrapped up. Here in February, the 2 of Wands with the Ace of Swords. It's great because, like I said, you've accomplished the project. You've taken it to its utmost potential realization. And it's interesting, it's almost like now you're ready for the next dream. You're ready for, you know, this was well planned out. You're happy with how it was executed, well executed, like I said, with a lot of mastery. And now in March, it's really interesting. You're in your glow up energy, and look at this. You have a little tinge of the devil in reverse. That's really interesting. Uh, I'm happy to see the devil in reverse here. That way, it doesn't tint this Queen of Wands too negatively. I don't know. It feels like you're freeing yourself. This project took on a lot of time, you know. I'd say all of January, but most probably even almost all of February, okay? It feels like a 5 to maybe 8 weeks period here. So it's almost like you've freed yourself up. You're not caught up in this thing you were absorbed in. And I don't know, it feels like you're enjoying whatever you've done here. It's almost like you are sitting in that, how can I say this? It's almost like, it feels, it feels like you're enjoying your own movie. As if you're watching back what you've accomplished in the last 2 months, maybe even 3 months, right? This might have started at the end of 2021. It feels like you're reveling in this energy, right? You're really enjoying the show. You're enjoying like I said, the accomplishments. You're enjoying that victory. You're really soaking it up, kind of thing. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of pride, healthy pride on this Queen of Wands in March. Even if she's boasting or, you know, Aries, you never boast. Okay, let's look at Q2. So April is the Page of Cups. May is the Moon, and June is the Knight of Cups. So it's a really interesting Q2. It's like night and day, right, from the beginning of the year. It's almost like here is like leisure. It's time for the emotions. It's more of a romantic period. It's all about it's about love and relationships, obviously. But it's a lot to do with the quality of your emotions. I mean, from the page into the Knight of Cups here, through the moon. I mean, this is like a huge upscale. This is really interesting. It's almost like it's a huge transformation in May here with the moon. It's almost like so imagine in April you're starting as the Page of Cups, and then by June you are the Knight of Cups, right? So, and in between is the moon. So this is the rite of passage. This is the gateway. The moon is the gateway. It's the portal. It's really, really interesting. So I'm feeling your focus totally changes, and I think it has to do with how you feel in March about yourself and about your life in general. You know, I think you are feeling sexual. I think you're opening up your senses. This is a huge honoring of your senses here. Or at least wanting to, right? Wanting to be close to your emotions, wanting to be close to your sensations, wanting to be close to everything that is sensual, like, you know, whether it be like rich tastes in food or, you know, beautiful, luscious clothing or, you know, I don't know, luxurious leather furniture or like whatever it is that is extremely pleasurable. And yet I'm describing material things here as examples, but really what it is, it's apply this to your emotions, right? Apply this to the heightened emotions. It's like, you know, turning it up a notch, right? In terms of how you feel, what you feel towards who you feel it, right? I do sense here with the moon, I don't even think that you're fully fully conscious of this transformation you're undergoing. Let me get some clarifiers to see. Judgment on the Page of Cups. Such an interesting mix. Yeah, this is where it all starts, where the transformation all starts, you know. I think you wish to evolve and you're feeling the calling of the growth inside of you. You know, you're absolutely feeling like you're wanting to recreate yourself. Wow, another Queen of Wands. I'm so happy to see her. Okay, so on the moon you have the Page of Swords, which is how you decide to communicate or not these emotions that you're feeling in May. But to be honest, I'm gonna actually sort of say it differently, right? It's like it's how you wish not to communicate. I don't think that you're necessarily you know, announcing your transformation or, you know, describing it or even, you know, sharing it necessarily. But what I'm sensing is that you're putting a lot of research into it. And again, it feels like totally unconscious, which is really, really interesting. It's like, imagine something is, and look, let me go all the way here. So in June, you are the Queen of Wands again, right? You had the Queen of Wands in March. So imagine just how much, you know, the Queen of Wands on the Knight of Cups here in June. You're sort of reaching a peak. I don't think you've ever felt like this ever in your life. I don't think you've ever felt this confident. And that's how confident I am of saying this to you. I think you reach a peak. I think, I don't think you even know how this operates. It's operating on its own. It's all naturally, organically happening. It's your soul pushing inside and growing, asking for, you know, nourishment, emotional nourishment here. You're so thirsty here with these Knight and Page and Knight of Cups. You're thirsty for love. You're thirsty for sensations again. You're thirsty for highs. You're thirsty for excitement. You're thirsty for passion. It's extremely strong, and It's all in here in the Devil card, right? From the back in March, right? I think you're feeling this fire inside your body quite strongly. It's like an awakening, like a physical awakening, and yet it's emotional, right? But it's really linked. I really want to say it's psychosomatic because it's really working physical emotion, right? And emotions. All right, that's what I have to say for Q2. Let's look at Q3. Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Eight of Swords here. So in July, you're making money. In August, you're finally... why did I say finally? It's interesting. I think you're finally seeing the results of this transformation here. And this is a very personal transformation, right? It has nothing to do with, like I said, this whatever happened at the beginning of the year is sort of outside of you. And this is internal here in Q2. Back in Q3, we're really looking at, again, what's outside of you. And I think you're starting to see that this new transformation is ushering in some, I have the word hope, but it's almost like you're attracting you're attracting things that you didn't count on, like you didn't expect, or yeah, that you didn't think were gonna. Let me rephrase this. It's almost like saying you were manifesting particular things, right? Whatever they were, and it's not exactly what you get, and which is usually how anyway life works. But put that aside just to describe that this is almost like gravy, right? You're getting like gravy, things that you weren't expecting, little bonuses, little gifts, little surprises here. I don't know, it feels extremely magical here. August is the best month, along with June so far. You see, it's really interesting. This Three of Wands is sandwiched between two eights. And so it's a combination of being in your head here in September with the Eight of Swords, along with, working really hard in July with the Eight of Pentacles. But it's the mix of these two energies of being extremely busy, and I feel that you are, okay, I'm going to put it this way, Aries, and I don't mean to be rude, but I'm sure you're a really hard worker, but I feel that if you were given the magic wand, right, and given the chance to express how it is you would want your work to be, you wouldn't be working as many hours and as much as you are doing now. So what it feels like, I think that when you're overworked, you get really, really stressed easily. But what I also like is that the physical aspect of your work, which we see here in July, we're also seeing like the intellectual side of this particular equation here in September. So even though this is not the typical interpretation, it's the fact that these two eights are feeding in this Three of Wands here. It feels Like there's a bridge. And the reason there's a bridge also is you're learning how to balance, okay, I'm working hard, I'm overworked too many hours, I'm stressed, I'm haven't slept enough, I haven't eaten well. Bounce back to it's affecting my productivity, um, but yet um, you know better, so you know how to readjust here your stress levels and how to take care of yourself, especially with all of this here. You're much more attuned to your needs with whatever transformation occurred, especially in May. And so what happens here is you're learning to tweak and adjust. And I think it's putting you in this Three of Wands energy of this particular, like I said, like you're attracting things you didn't expect. You're getting gravy. If the the expression, it's like if you make some money and there's just more to come and you didn't expect it, right? It's called gravy. It's just, it tastes better. It's just more, right? More of a good thing. It's really interesting. Sorry. I don't know. There's like an interplay, as much as these two eights are bouncing from one onto the other. I'm sensing that the Three of Wands here is has something to do with it, and what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love? Emotion. Okay, I have no idea where I started humming, and it doesn't make sense that this song, or maybe it does make sense, I don't know. Okay, I got a lot of clarifiers that came out, so I'm going to take them all, but I'm going to spread them out. Okay. The Knight of Wands on the Eight of Pentacles in July. Queen of Swords in reverse on the Three of Wands in August. And the Seven of Wands on the Eight of Swords for September. Yeah. So, this bridge I was describing, it's true. It has nothing to do with love. No wonder the song came out. You see, it's almost like you're like this bulldozer here. In July, you feel like it feels like a bulldozer. You're working, working, working. I think you're working with, we're looking at quarters, right? Quarterly here. This is Q3, and I feel like you're working with your eyes on the next section, on the next 2 quarters of the year. That's how much you're having this force of farsight, but mainly you just want to get to your goal. And I think that that's the key, the key to the bridge. I was sensing about regulating your stress over your work hours and how you work and how you take care of yourself, and how you make sure that your well-being is actually fueling and serving and in service, right, to this bulldozer basically focus of all about money, and honestly, it's about money and work here. And so you don't care. You don't care about love as much as you did here. It's really interesting. I think also what you care about is coming off here as, again, it's you don't want to be closed in, you don't want to be fenced in. It's part of the things that I've transformed earlier in the year. But it feels like with this Queen of Wands, the two Queen of Wands, the Devil in reverse, and here this Knight of Wands who's quite egocentric in a healthy and sometimes unhealthy way, but either way, both ways. I feel that, yeah, you don't give much of a damn about anything else than your own. It feels like you're self-centered, and it's fine, because I think we need to invest in ourselves, right, to be happy. It's one of the almost premise, right? But I don't know, there's a little bit of just make sure that the bulldozer energy doesn't crush anybody. I guess that's the only kind of little advice or little warning, quote unquote. So let's look into Q4 now. Two of Wands here, the Hermit, and the Seven of Wands. And I had already one clarifier, so let me get the two other ones right away. So here's one, Temperance. Please clarify December. Please clarify December 2022. Amazing. Six of Wands to close the year off. That's good. Okay. So when we reach October, October is the Two of Wands. You have a few repeating cards, right? I think it's a year of planning. It's a year of manifestation. It's a year of self-care. It's a year of self-love. But it's also a huge transformational shift here. Personality-wise, emotionally, physically. So you're extremely good this year, throughout the year, at, like I said, I think one of your strengths is going to be how easy you find it to be, how can I say this? It'll become even more and more easy for you to attune yourself, to find those particular I don't know, zones inside of you that create balance, that create self-confidence. You know, the Queen of Wands is very confident, but she's, she really loves herself, and not in a very, yeah, you could say it could be a little bit narcissistic, but it's not in that sense. On the contrary, here the Knight of Wands is a bit more, gung-ho, but anywho, let's look at Q4 more closely. So this Two of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, I think you're, there's delays here because it's reversed. It's really interesting. Okay, you go from like working hard to like having a period in the year that is a lot slower, where you turn your attention towards yourself, onto yourself, where you're able to work on yourself, and then boom, another turn, and you're back in, full grind mode and full projecting yourself in the future, not giving a shit, and just like, I don't know, going for your craziest ambitions, right? Queen of Wands is extremely ambitious. And then here at the end, again, another kind of slowdown at the end of the year of 2022. So there's like literally the 4 quarters all have their vibe, right? And there's two main, well, not two, but there's like, it's either you're like in a very, I don't know, fully invested in and like so crazy busy moments, and then there are other months of the year that feel like a vacation. Like you're semi-retired. It's a really interesting, it feels like an interesting schedule, or it feels like an interesting, maybe you work on projects and you have like 2 sections of 3 months here, right? So maybe that's that's the way you operate. Maybe that's how your business model thrives, right? Maybe that's how, depending on your product, your service, whatever. Anyway, so the last part of the year is about, especially at the end, the November, all 3 months, October, November, December, you're absolutely, well, first of all, here, I think that in October, you're already looking into the future, okay? This is extremely, especially with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I've never really thought about this before this way, but it really feels like, instead of being a delay, it's how you are creating your future, right? But because it's in reverse, it's like it's more remote than the next few months that we're looking at here. So it really feels like you're looking at, and I'm going to say it as not just 2023, but maybe like not necessarily a long term, but a medium, how do you say, like 2 to 3 or 3 to 5 year focus here. For some people, that's considered long term, right? It's everything is relative, but this is beyond 2023, I feel. Especially with the Two of Wands here, you've been looking out, since August. So August it's starting, but October crystallizes something. There's something you plan here in October. It's really interesting. And then in November, you have the Hermit with the Temperance. Another moment where you're soul searching, where you're, but it's not the same kind of calling that you had in April. There's not so much of a descent. This feels like a direct descent, this, I don't know, light shining on you, or arrival. I mean, it could be someone walking into your life, right? I mean, I did describe that it was this transformation, internal physical and emotional transformation first and foremost, and I really believe that. But I still think you could be attracting someone, literally, and because you really did open yourself up in terms of your passions, right? So you're really wanting to connect here. You're really wanting to feel beautiful. You're wanting to look beautiful. And either you're extending your cup of love or you're receiving. So, but in November, you are being a philosopher again. You're being this deep thinker, which I really love about Aries. This one particular thing I love about Aries is you don't always you can't always tell, but they're usually very deep thinkers. It's always like a surprise, right, to discover that side of Aries. Not all Aries are like that, but I can tell you, I know a lot of Aries. I have a lot of Aries in my life, and a lot of them are like that. You know, as much as they like to dash forward and then, jump without thinking or, looking, I think maybe they do it, after the fact, right? But they do eventually spend a lot of time to think back, to reflect back. I also know a lot of Aries who look, ahead in the same way, but I'm looking at the Temperance here, and I have to admit that I'm wondering what she's thinking. It feels it's exactly like May, okay? These 2 months are really, really crucial for you. Yeah. February, May, November, October, November, even December, but I don't know, for me, February, May, and November are particular. What I also like about November is I don't know, it feels it's difficult to express. This is it's a very faint energy that I'm sensing. It's an energy of soul traveling, and it feels like you're going really, really, really far without moving, without going anywhere. So it's a really, really strange energy to describe to you because it sort of ties in with the October vibe of, how far ahead are you looking into your future? And the things that you're thinking at this moment in October, November. I think the reason why November is so important is that there's either an idea, there's a particular way of looking at things or thinking about it or envisioning how it's going to be that is different and that is extremely meaningful for the rest of your life. And you wouldn't get to November with this kind of energy if you hadn't gone through this particular success in February, this very deep transformation in May. and these new budding ideas from October. And look at December. You have the Seven of Wands with the Six of Wands. So I think that you're extremely satisfied with the way you end the year in 2022. I think it's funny, you were proud in March, you're proud in June, and you're extremely proud. You're also proud in July, but in a different way. But you're extremely proud in December. And I really want to say you're proud of yourself. And I think that that's super important. Intuitively, I sense it's really, really important for you to know that. So don't think that October has delays. Just see it as long-term or mid-term planning. Remember not to be too dry in July, August, September, when you're caught up again into another working streak where you'll be quite busy and somehow stressed out. But like I said, it's how you manage the work-life balance, right? I'm really happy with this reading because the energy from January, which was like this spaghetti bowl of, you know, an energy of too many things going on, you know, a lot of things flying. Is being narrowed, being like I said, it's like it's being led to like it's being led to victory, but it's being well conducted. There you go. That's what I was looking for. It's really well conducted. And look, the Seven of Cups, I mean, look at this guy on the card. He almost looks like a how do you say in English? This is in French we say chef d'orchestre. You know, like in music, like classical music, and you have an orchestra, the maestro. So this is well conducted, like maestro. I don't know how to say. Anyways, I look at the time of this video and I knew it was going to be long, but I didn't think it was going to be that long. So thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you a lot. Please like my video. Please share if you will. Thank you so much. I again want to just end by saying Happy New Year, and hopefully you'll be, like we said at the end here, victorious, proud, and satisfied of yourself. Remember, of yourself. Good night, Aries.